Loud appeal. Not out, says Steve Woodward.
Again, the experience of Richard Hadley showing up there. He's bringing that one back into Broad.
No runs on the board as yet. Hadley to Broad. And there indeed are the first runs of the test match. Broad has time for two as Danny Morrison does the chasing, and England are underway.
There's a shot of Walter Hadley, father of Richard, and what a great cricketing family the Hadleys are. Walter, along with most members of the family here, to see Richard take this wicket.
It's a wild start from Danny Morrison. Good calling by the two batsmen, and the single is completed quite easily. So Moxham has his first run. England now 3 without loss, having been sent into bat this morning by Jeff Crowe when he won the toss. Mark Greatbatch, 12th man for New Zealand. Eddie Hemmings for England. Attention on Richard Hadley here. Martin Moxham facing. Oh, great delivery from Hadley. Ripping past the outside edge.
That was a great delivery. He just had to play it, and that only just missed the bat, only just missed the off stump. What a good delivery.
Broad has a couple of runs here as John Wright does the chasing, and safely through for 2, and it is 6 without loss. Appeal for a catch, and yes, first wicket has fallen. Martin Moxham is out. Danny Morrison has the wicket, and it's 6 for 1.
Danny Morrison gets the breakthrough. Martin Moxham, the batsman, pushing forward, a little back pad, just ballooned away on the onside, and England have lost their first wicket. But well bowled, Danny Morrison.
Nicely turned by Broad. Chatfield has the chase. Could be the first boundary. No, Chatfield's going to haul it in. The outfield is very green here at Lancaster Park, but the batsmen have time for 3. Loud appeal. Brian Aldridge says no. 16 for 1. Hadley to Broad. No ball, and there'll be more runs here. John Wright has the chase. Backward of point. That's 3 times this morning. Richard Hadley has overstepped, and Broad has 2 more runs. Total now 18.
Ewan Chatfield's bowling a very good line here today, Jeff, and he's also getting the ball to jag back into the right-hander to move away from the left-hander, and that one has Mr. Robinson in some discomfort. Snedden the bowler to Chris Broad, and now he's got the same problem. Even Mike Gadding can see something funny about that.
Nicely played off the back foot by Robinson. A similar stroke to that we saw from Broad previously. And a couple of runs for Tim Robinson. Well, there's even babies at Lancaster Park this morning. Snedden to Broad. Playing easily off the back foot. As Peter said, the pitch is slow. There's the 50 for England. And Broad has the first boundary of the day. It's taken an hour and 3/4. Hadley now to Broad. Edge and falling just short, and it's off to the fence. Nice stroke from Robinson. There'll be two at least here for him, as Chatfield has the chase. And indeed two. .66 for one. Hadley to Robinson. Coped with a nasty delivery well, and that's the end of the first session. And England, having been sent into bat by Jeff Crow, have gone through to lunch at 66 for the loss of one. And Richard Hadley has had no luck in the first 2 hours of the test match in achieving that final wicket he needs.
First ball after lunch to Chris Broad, the left-hander.
It's not very often I have it allergic to this.
Good piece of fielding. That's Andrew Jones just in front of the square leg umpire. It's lofted, dropped by John Wright. Difficult chance, but certainly it went to hand. John Wright with a look of anguish.
Here's Tim Robinson looking to drive, and it wasn't quite there. He went for the shot anyway. John Wright, wideish mid-off, dived, got the right hand to it, but he couldn't hold on to it.
Chatfield to Robinson. And that's a nicely timed shot by Tim Robinson. It's going to the fence. Chatfield just straying down the leg side, and it was dispatched very quickly for 4 runs.
Yes, good shot here by Robinson. Chatfield just over pitching a little bit, and very strong off his toes. Tim Robinson goes into the mid-wicket boundary for 4 runs. A good start this afternoon again by the Englishman.
Morrison to Chris Broad. Oh, a dive by Hadley, wasn't far away. It's off down to the fence. There's the 100 up for England. A streaky shot by Chris Broad. And 50 for him as well. So all the marks at once. 50 to Broad and 100 to England. Well, that's a nice stroke by Robinson. Straight out to the fence for 4. Morrison dropping short, and Robinson takes toll. Lovely shot from Robinson. Martin Crowe attempting to overhaul it, can't do it. And Morrison just over pitching a trifle, and Robinson cracked it away for 4. Well, that's a nice stroke, and on drive, Chatfield chasing, but not with too much conviction. It's running away from him. And that's a lovely stroke by Robinson. And that brings up his 50. Effortless shot by Broad. Got underneath it, but it's kicked away to the fence.
So a slipper and a forward short leg. Andrew Jones under the helmet. Broad was home. Martin Crowe with a good piece of fielding. Just look and see how close this was. Martin Crowe moving to that very quickly, getting the ball back to Ian Smith as quickly as possible. Pretty close call.
Yes, it looked, my first sight of it looked out. He's very quick there.
Perhaps the umpire could say to himself it was too close to call. Laurie Brown, the English physio, watching on. Bad ball from Bracewell. It was short, it was wide. The left-hander had width. And Martin Crowe can't stop the 4. Good shots. Morrison with the chase, even though the outfield here at Lancaster Park is slow. That will be 4.
It's a nicely timed shot. Martin Crowe, who's been very, very agile in the field today. He let that one go. Sort of gave it up perhaps a little early, but it's gone to the fence nonetheless. Well, that's a nice shot. Backward a point. That'll go to the fence. The outfield has quickened up considerably as the day has worn on. And Broad cracking it away backward a point. Oh, that's a good delivery.
Hadley right up in the block hole there, and Tim Robinson just crashing down on it very late.
Nice flowing drive. Despairing dive at mid-off by Danny Morrison to no avail.
So Jeff Crowe now reverts back to his seam bowlers. Martin Snedden now to Christopher Broad.
He's got a lot of runs through there today. Working it away through mid-wicket. John Wright has the chase. And a couple of runs for Chris Broad. This has been a very good session indeed for England. They went to lunch at 66 for 1. And so they're going to score, one would imagine, with about 12 minutes to go before tea, around 100 runs in this session. Wins the race, 4 more.
Example there of Snedden dropping a little bit short. Gaps in the field for 4.
Better ball from Snedden, but he's not going to get much of a result. In fact, he might even concede 4 runs as he catches the edge of Broad's bat, and a second consecutive boundary. That ends the over from Martin Snedden, and it's 165 for 1. So England have almost scored those 100 runs in the session. Danny Morrison now to Tim Robinson. Oh, lovely save. John Bracewell having a run in the outfield, as it were. Morrison to Robinson. And the big news after afternoon tea is that Richard Hadley is not on the field for New Zealand. We understand he has a leg injury. And so Mark Greatbatch, the New Zealand 12th man, is on. And that would account for the reason that there's Mark Greatbatch, that Hadley just bowled the last couple of balls before afternoon tea from a couple of paces, John.
Yes, that's right, Grant. He bowled only off a matter of 2 or 3 paces, just rolled his arm over, and we wondered what was going on, because it didn't seem right that he should be doing that, particularly in the last over before tea, when the batsman will be conscious of trying to defend. But it's been confirmed that he has got an injury.
Peel for a catch, and he's on his way, Robinson. Wonderful catch by Ian Smith, and England lose their second wicket.
Well, Ian Smith diving a long way down the leg side, picking up a good catch. Not a great looking delivery from Danny Morrison, trying to swing it away, Tim Robinson, but it took the bat, maybe a bit of glove, and Ian Smith was equal to the occasion. Danny Morrison, the bowler, fairly short going down leg side, and that just clipped the glove. It was dropping, and Ian Smith picked it up. Good catch.
So another look at it as Tim Robinson just brushes the glove, but Ian Smith class wicketkeeper that he is, secures the ball in the left hand, and Tim Robinson's very good innings of 70 has come to an end. It's 175 for 2 as Mike Gatting comes out to bat. Well, that's a nice stroke from Gatting. That's a confidence booster to get him underway. 4 runs and Gatting's off the mark.
A little wayward, Martin Snedden, dropping it short and wide, and Mike Gatting very quick to take advantage of it. Good, well-controlled shot, square cutting it away through point.
Slams it away through the onside. Hasn't timed it all that well, but Chatfield's got a long run. He might just haul it in. And Gatting will have time to get back for his 3rd. He seems very determined to get on with the job, capitalise on the very good start. Late decision by Gatting to get things out of the road. Not sure that the ball might have passed anyway.
It's not a bad-looking delivery. Well, it was a bit of sort of nothingness really from Gatting. He was playing around with the bat. He pulled it away, but I wonder, as you say, never played with any conviction, but the bat was certainly dangerously close to the ball.
Surrey County Cricket Club name up there. Wrong flag, though. We have the Prince of Wales feathers. But 1 or 2 Surrey supporters around today.
Danny Morrison on his way to the England captain, Mike Gatting. Brilliantly caught. Mark Greatbatch, 12th man for New Zealand. And the England captain is out. Danny Morrison has his 3rd wicket. And England are 3 down for 187.
Disappointment there for Mike Gatting. A loose ball by Danny Morrison, short outside the off stump, and a favourite shot of Mike Gatting's this. Goes to cut it, but doesn't get over the top of it. And a brilliant catch there by the 12th man, Mark Greatbatch, to dismiss the England captain.
Gatting is out for 8, and it's 187 for 3. And it's Martin Snedden now from the southern end, the Port Hills end of Lancaster Park, to Chris Broad, who's on 95. Good shot. One we haven't seen too much of from Chris Broad today. He's got a lot of his runs behind the wicket. That was a very good drive, straight drive for 3 runs. Off the edge, and it's gone to the fence. A century for Chris Broad. Not the most convincing shot he's played all day, but it's 4 runs. Chris Broad is 102, his 6th Test century. Four more runs for Chris Broad, his 11th boundary. We've had 2 successive maiden overs. Things just a little bit slow here in the Test match at Lancaster Park. England looking to consolidate again after the loss of 2 quick wickets. A very pleasant shot by Bill Athy off Snedden. Danny Morrison with a long chase down to long off. Good throw back from Morrison, but a good shot that from Bill Athy onto the front foot.
Chance just wide of Trevor Franklin. So the bad luck for Ewan Chatfield continues. He's done everything but get a wicket today, and Bill Athy gets a rather sketchy 3. And Bill Athy hasn't looked at all comfortable on occasions.
No, he's looked rather unconvincing, Bill Athy. He's pushed around a bit. He's been there for just over an hour and hasn't really played any particularly convincing shots.
The edge. Oh, that's a brilliant catch. Martin Snedden finally has his reward, and Chris Broad's long innings is over.
It's fine catch by Ian Smith. Chris Broad, great knock by him, came in first thing this morning. Difficult conditions, facing Hadley. And he's been there all day, and finally he's got the little edge to Martin Snedden. Kept very low. Ian Smith diving away, did well to pick it up. Martin Snedden, the bowler, moving away off the wicket, pushing forward. And Ian Smith does very well.
So a brilliant catch by Ian Smith ends a long innings from Chris Broad, out for 114. It's 219 for 4. And he's got off the mark with a boundary backward of square. Snedden just straying down leg side, and Capel picked it up nicely, well away from any fieldsman, and it's straight out to the fence. Last ball of the day then, Ewan Chatfield to Belathi. And so that completes play to bat, 235 for 4. The day belonging to Chris Broad, 114, and Tim Robinson, 70. Danny Morrison taking 3 wickets for New Zealand. 235 for 4 at the end of the day's play. Edge, and he's caught behind. John Wright is out.